Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCal Saber here. Thank you for joining me today. So we're going to take a first look at the new game that just came in the mail yesterday, and it's from GMT Games. It's By Swords and Bayonets. This is part of the Great Battles of the American Civil War series that's produced by them. The series designer was Richard Berg, and this game designer was by Alan Dickerson. In a lot of the battles, in a lot of the games for U.S. Civil War board games, you're dealing with Shiloh or Antietam or South Mountain, and a lot of those like that at Gettysburg. Well, this is dealing on some smaller, less known battles, I would say. So this is the battles of Big Bethel, Mill Springs, New Bern, and the second I can never say the Rappahannock Station battle. So this just came out. We're going to get the shrink off here in a second, but I wanted to show you something that's kind of different. Look at this label on here. I wonder if this has to deal with. So it looks like to me if it was it says an EU importer and a UK importer. Yeah. So and one of these come out of Germany and in the United Kingdom, I guess. Guess it's due to what do you call it, the tariffs or whatever is going on out there. So before we look at the back, let's get this shrink off, and so we don't have a lot of reflections going on here. How you all been doing down there? While you're waiting for me, take a second, go down there and hit that like button. If you're watching and you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. Help the channel grow. Appreciate all my subscribers. Put some comments down there. Do you play this particular series, The Great Battles of the American Civil War? Do you play any? Do you play? What am I doing here, folks? And then you got the. Do you play other U.S. Civil War board games? Do you play war board games at all? Let me know what you play, what you like. I particularly like U.S. Civil War board games because of the history in the United States. So anyway, you saw the front. I'll skip it over in the back and take a look at it. It looks like we got some pictures of the maps up there in the top. There's supposed to be two 22 by 17-inch back printed maps. So they're on. We'll see them when we get to them. And says that this is the ninth installment of the award-winning tactical level series. You'll be challenged with a set of 4 smaller scale engagements fought throughout the American Civil War. Both Eastern and Western theaters are represented with battles in Virginia, which is Big Bethel, Rappahannock Station, I guess it's in North Carolina, and New Bern. I don't know where that one. I was probably wrong on that. Rappahannock. Say By Swords and Bayonets offers a manageable introduction to the core mechanics and rule system of the GBACW series. Each battle is fought on a 22 by 17-inch map, which helps with keep the footprint small, accommodating players who are pressed for space, as they may also be for time. Okay, says I have been told, or I have read or heard, one of the two, that this is a good one to get in to learn and get into this particular series because I understand that it gets quite big and quite complicated as it gets further. So let's get the box off, the top off, if we can get the top off. Seems to be sticking at one of these corners. There we go. All right, so we got 2 D10s, blue, a colored, and a gray. By Swords and Bayonets, and this is collective examples of play. It's examples of play playbook. Let's take a look. Okay, text is not too bad. I would have to wear my glasses to read it, but it's okay. Talks about the turn track here, victory point track. Just some sequence of play. Movement examples. Artillery on here on the left page. The shot shell range examples. More movement examples over here. And we got approach fire examples. Brigade order change examples. More artillery fire. Shock combat examples. Shock defense fire examples. Lots of examples in here. Get this in my queue. Yeah. So as you can see, lots of different examples in this book, with colored picture demonstrations. So many pages we got here. Counting the back page, 32 pages of play examples. Nice. Boy, they must be covering everything in here. March orders, sequence and fatigue, cavalry reaction movements, cavalry and artillery reaction movements, cavalry charges, withdrawal. These are examples of more examples of play. All right, pretty nice. Then we got the series rule book, which will cover all of the things in the particular other games in this series, the the Great Battles of the American Civil War series. And this is a little bit heftier. This one is 44 pages. Got a lot of text here. Cover the terminology. Text. Got example text here. Play notes in blue. I always particularly pay attention to those. It's the designer trying to point something out to us. And then we got design notes in tan. Lots of notes. Lots of text, lots of reading. Stacking and movement, stacking and combat, stacking and shock. Wow, must be a lot of stacking in the game. We're dealing with that many different things. Movement modes. We got march movement, advance movement, attack movement, leader movement, terrain and movement, enemy units and movement. Wow. Well, as you can see, it's going to be a lot to digest here once I do get into this. It's behind a couple other Civil War or war games that are currently active or on the queue. And then we have the battle book. This is for this particular game. That other one was for this game and all of the series, but this is for this game. And it's fairly hefty too. 32 pages. Out in the back. Got a table of contents down here. Small one. We got abbreviations up there. And then this particular relates to this particular out of that section of the main book, like the activation system. And this will cover things that are different for this particular book or game. There's big Bethel up there on the left. June 10th, 1861. What was the first one? Oh, it was just special things. Still Big Bethel. Quite a few pages for each scenario. And then we got Mill Springs. I thought I found a battle with one of my other games with Mill Springs, but off the top of my head, I wouldn't bet on it right now. Let my imagination run away. Rain effects. So you'll be dealing with the weather. Get the setups. Then we got New Bern, North Carolina. March 14th, 1862. That happens to be my brother and sister's birthday, March 14th, but not 1862. Now, let's see what we got here. Lots of historical notes, too, in gray. Like this one says Newburgh was fought on a foggy morning following an overnight rainstorm. I like stuff like that, particularly if I haven't read a book about it, because then it gives me a more thematic feeling of what actually was happening at that time and what's happening to me on the board game battlefield. Pontoon bridges to deal with on this one. Of course, it's a river one. I imagine it would be pontoons. Designer notes. 2 pages of designer notes. We got pictures of the counters. The only thing I wish I wish the table of contents was a little bit better, more defined. Like this one here, let me take a look at how this one was. Yeah, this one's a little bit deeper. It's a lot bigger too. All right, then we got some player aids. Get all these player aids out here first. Oh, Necro. Okay, we got looks like a little order. Turn track for the Battle of Big Bethel, the Victory Point track. Yeah. Mill Springs. New Bern. Rappahannock. Then we got the Confederate ones. And we got a second disorder table. You familiar with a table like this? This is moving through another unit. Okay. Gives you +2 MPs, and then it gives you the reference for it. And who it affects, the unit type. It says infantry and dismounted cavalry and cavalry. I think that this must mean that it's not effective in this one here. Then we got the terrain effects chart. And then we got a second one for this other player. Oh, we have so many of these. Oh, Big Bethel. There's one for each one. I see it now. Mill Springs. See up on the top. Mill Springs. New Bern. So they all have their different terrain effects charts on them also. It's pretty cool. And then we got a player aid card, which is trifold or double fold. So on this front here, we've got a rally table, loose cannons, brigade order change table, a brigade coordination table. Then we got range effect charts up in the top left, and then we got artillery stacking limitation chart, non-phasing fire eligibility, firing tables on there, adjustments to the firing tables, and then the explanation of the results. Very nice. Shock resolution table, shock resolution procedures. Shock is something I am not familiar with in the war game, so I'll have to learn all about that also. Okay, now it's the second one for the second player. And then we got should be two sheets of counter, half-inch counters. Half-inch counters are tough on the old eyes, but this one seems to be have plenty of clarity in extended line right, extended line left. Okay, I'm going to just pause for just a second here. We're going to take a look at these maps. And also, there was a counter tray at the bottom underneath the maps. That's kind of nice to have too, huh? Thank you very much. All right, here's the maps for Big Bethel. And we got a chart up here on the top. It looks like there's full hex terrain, hexite terrain. There's like the terrain charts, elevation keys on there. Date of the battle. We don't have not a lot of forest to deal with in this one. Okay, now if we flip her over, and here is Mill Springs. Nice pictures they put on there, nice graphics. Like again, this is the terrain keys and elevation keys down here and right on the map for you, which is kind of nice. And here we go. The Battle of New Bern. Yeah, nice small footprints on them. We got a lot of force in this one. The News River up there on the top. All right, let's flip over and see the last one. Okay. Oh, I got it upside down. Do it this way. There's the Rappahannock, or however you say that word, river. Pretty open territory out here. Well, I hope that you all have enjoyed it. This has been our first look at, and look at this, look at the reflection there. Our first look at By Swords and Bayonets, designed by Alan Dickerson, published by GMT Games. So Cal Saber saying, take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other. Stay safe.